Anybody on this side? Go ahead.
Guys, it's late. Thank you. My name's Allison Bousman. I reside at 5 Waverly Road. Thank you, guys. At the last commissioners' meeting in September, my opponent made claims that this is the greatest group of commissioners this township has ever seen, and that anybody who would want to change that is unwise. He is their leader, so I can understand him feeling that way. As I observed discussion of the library at last week's work session, I thought leaders don't patronize others who are looking down the road to a major issue by commenting that they simply do not have enough information. They provide what information they do have to their constituents. Second Ward's residents that I have spoken with were widely unaware of our infrastructure needs. It is time for change and for a commissioner who will not only say she is a leader, but be one. If it were up to me, I would state my positions clearly and wouldn't change them or try to hide them merely because there is an election on the horizon. I would like to come out and agree with many of our commissioners. I agree with 3rd Ward Commissioner Jane Hall that women can contribute just as much on the Board of Commissioners. I agree with 4th Ward Commissioner Dan Sale that we need to have equal treatment and opportunities for residents of all backgrounds and abilities. I agree with 6th Ward Commissioner Larry Holmes that we need to be fiscally responsible now more than ever. I agree with 9th Ward Commissioner Bill Wexler that we need to make significant improvements in our township's infrastructure now. Sometimes, like now, leadership on making the investment in the library is the responsible thing to do. While some commissioners clearly stated their views about the library, others did not. I did not agree with all the varying positions, especially the ones expressed today, but in spite of that, I respect their candor. So I will ask for a simple response, since we don't have a lot of time, from those who have not weighed in. Where does each commissioner stand on the future of a library, a new library, if fiscally feasible? Thank you, guys, for your time. And ladies.
Thank you. Okay. We don't have to.
It's like voting.
It'd be like voting.
I mean,
Can't vote on anything.
I don't think we can, because it's like voting. And we don't have information that we need to make an intelligent decision on whether or not, remember that everything that you're talking about is going to cost the taxpayers money. It's not going to just materialize. I'm not saying I'm against the library. I'm not saying that, but I think we're talking about everything that costs money. And you have to weigh that. We have to get the information and say, okay, if we do this tier, what does this cost? How much to the taxpayer if it goes here? If we do everything, what does that cost? And we haven't, at least I haven't seen anything yet. So to make a decision and for us to poll the board is almost like voting now. We don't have, it's not hiding. This board never has hid anything. This board is, I mean, I don't think Larry would make us hide it. If you know Larry Holmes, he's not going to sit there and let us hide it.
Well, if I could just weigh in 1 second, if you want to look, I support the library. Simple as that. Where it should go, I think that'll be determined when we have the information before us. But to make a decision before that time is not responsible.
Exactly. Well, without having, excuse me.
My family is
Without
part of the
having-
library.
without
Does
having-
not enjoy it, so there's my
Having
standpoint on it.
I don't mean to talk over you, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
I'm saying is that my family has been members of the library, they've volunteered at the library. We've been a part of it for years. It is a great place. And whether it's going to move or stay there, we will see when all the information is put before us, but I do support the library, believe it or not.
Well,
Okay,
no, one more thing.
let me speak a second. I do support the library. I support it. I have talked with Christine many times. We have talked about it. Making a decision without all the information is irresponsible. It is irresponsible. When we are spending taxpayers' dollars, it is unbelievably irresponsible to take a position on something that you know you don't have the right information on. I support the library at its location. I support it moving to a new location. Whatever we come up with, there is a lot of things. We're talking about parking. Nobody knows, we have 18 or 17 parking spots in the library. If we go to the new location and we have more spots at that location, there are no guaranteed spots for the library. So on a day where there's football or baseball being played at this field, there will be no parking for the library. 0 dedicated spots for the library. These are issues that we have to talk about. Okay? Go ahead, Bill.
I would like, this is a decision-making meeting, and while I enjoy the candidate against you to coming up here, I'd advise everybody, let's tune in for Tuesday night next week and watch the debate and let you two guys discuss it then, and let's get on with the meeting here.
Okay, that sounds good,
Wait a
Bill.
minute, one more thing, because it was about the whole board now. There's no doubt that there are issues there. I was in the basement, and there are issues, so no one's, certainly I'm not denying it. There are issues there.
I agree, but the question tonight is...
And we're
this
not
is
saying
a-
that there's not. So
For
to
better
say
or worse,
that-
we all go through this every
No,
4
let me
years.
finish, Bill.
Okay.
You talk, let me finish, because
You
this
interrupted me, so-
just wasn't
I
about,
want to weigh in after you're done. Go
wasn't
ahead.
about just Bill.
Mr. D'Amelio has the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm sorry,
Steve?
Mario.
Mr. D'Amelio.
Ben?
Okay, so, I don't think, to say that, we're not weighing in on does not mean we don't support you, okay? Clearly, there are issues there. I was down the basement there. I think, I don't know who was there with me, several of the commissioners were. Quite frankly, I was stunned by what I saw. But, once again, it's not, because we're not saying anything, I mean, we've said all along, meeting after meeting, the steps that were taken, the property committee came up with suggestions. They're still looking at it. They even said, your colleagues even said that they were torn. And then you come here, and to me, it's like you've insulted the board. That's how I feel. I'm going to be, you want honesty? You made it a political issue right now. And it is not. It is not amongst this board with these guys. It never is.
Okay.
Can I just state, now wait a minute, I just found something out tonight by the people from the audience speaking, and I only want to say one thing, since everybody, a lot of people feel I'm anti-library. But the library has been in the 7th Ward at Darby and Mill Road for 79 years. I just want you to know, I support the library at Darby and Mill Road for another 79 years. That's my feeling, Jimmy McGarity, okay? I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Anybody else?
Mr. President?
Hold on. Finish the citizens forum, right?
Well, no, after everybody's finished beating up on Allison, I'd just like to say something right now, and that is this. Any citizen can come up here anytime and ask everybody on this board what they think about a position, okay? I can tell you right now, I'll spend $1 zillion on a library and I'll build it on the moon. That doesn't mean anything, other than I've stuck my neck out to say that someday when action is before us, I might act in a way consistent with the positions I've taken. So we can't get mad at a member of the public, whether they're running for office or not, who comes up and says, I'd like to know how the Board of Commissioners feel about these issues. We do that every day here, whether we're voting on an issue or whether we're just politicking about what we do.
It's different.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
different at all. You ran for office once. I ran for office once.
Excuse me, we have more people who want to talk.
None of
And I
that
believe
kind
there
of
was
stuff.
accusations of me cutting people off because we did not have
Right.
the thing. It wasn't
That's
a
the
question of
part.
asking
No, the same-
asking
but-
commissioners questions. Please, you had the floor.
Right now-
I gave you the floor. Let
Oh,
me
yeah, but
finish.
I didn't yield it back. I started getting interrupted by you. I started getting yelled at by this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in Washington, D.C.
Any member of the public can get up and ask us what our position is.
Well, we're not getting paid, they are.
I mean, that's, if you don't like what the person
If
says,
that was the question
combat
that was
it.
asked, I would not be offended at all.
I think he's
more
more
offended
offended
at
the fact that... Heal thyself.
Next person, please.
Oh.